Hi everybody, I'm Seamus.
I'm Josh.
I'm Rootsgarn.
And I'm Mumbles.
And this time we're breaking out of Rapture for sure. Come on, Josh, just put your back into it. I know you can break this one. Look at how much you've damaged this window.
I don't know if
You gotta
this is
use
gonna
your
work,
rocket
guys.
launcher.
I don't even think there's a way out from here. I think it's just stuck. And is that lava?
This is just an enclosed cavern with bubbles coming up for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not even water on the other side of that. That's just
Maybe
like
we should take the door.
an optical illusion.
Alright, we'll do the door thing.
It's
Do
like
love the light shining in
Disneyland,
there.
where the water's only a foot deep, but it looks like it's a billion feet deep.
The submarine ride where you're totally
Oh
in
my
a
God.
submarine, but you're actually like 1 foot deep.
That fooled me as a kid. I really thought I was going pretty far underwater.
What do they do? They just have water just outside the window?
What the?
Or they just have...
Oh my
Yeah.
God, we took the door and we came back in here. Let me out! Oh wait.
Now, you can tell this is different because you haven't vandalized all the windows, Josh.
Hey, if
Somebody repaired the window. Aww.
You know,
Now remember what a big crybaby Atlas is being about his family dying. Just remember this, how much time he's spending complaining about his family, because that is really important later.
yeah, man, he's such a little wuss. Bitch. My family died. Hey, I got problems too, buddy. Sometimes when I go to get little sisters, I can't kill them or else people make judgments of me. Huh? That sound fair to you? That sound right?
Sometimes I put needles in my arm for no reason.
You get to the bathysphere in the rolling hills.
Oh man, I'm drunk and seeing ghosts at the same time. This is not
Awesome.
a good thing.
This is one of my
It's a
favorite areas of the
regular
game. One of my favorite areas of the game when you can see it. Because I felt like the pacing here, the changing of scenery is pretty well done. Some games, they'll use a motif a little too long and it'll wear out its welcome. This game would mix it up just about the time you're getting tired of the old stuff.
Ah.
But haven't you noticed that the color tablet is usually green? There's usually always some kind of green tint to the scenery in any level.
Yeah, kind of.
I did not notice that.
Greenish or bluish. Sometimes a mixture of those.
Yeah.
That was somewhat anticlimactic.
Yeah. They introduce that new enemy to you, and then he just turns out to be kind of a pushover. After they build him up,
Yeah,
I
I
teleport
killed him
around
with
you and
one
taunt you.
wrench.
And this is something games do once in a while. They want to build up an enemy as being fearsome. And what you don't want when you're facing a boss of some sort or a new enemy is to have them go down quickly. So they'll give the boss some sort of delay power. Like, it won't help him win the battle, it'll just prolong the battle. And that was one of the most famous ones, is a teleport away. Like, he doesn't heal or use that teleport to give himself an advantage. He just teleports away and then teleports back in a little while.
Although I
there's
can't
a
talk
lot-
about boss longevity because I've run 3 long-running D&D campaigns, and each time the boss died in round 1 in the final session.
Oh,
He doesn't
that's
even get
terrible.
to act usually.
Maybe you should learn
you know
to
what?
railroad more of your characters.
Well, what happens a lot is your players will typically not pull out all the stops. They will save all their special items, and you'll even forget that they have this crap. Because they've just been hoarding all their special abilities, they don't bother using them, and then they get to the final battle, and just like Reginald Cuthbert at the end of the game, they just juice themselves to the eyeballs, use all their special items, and suddenly they're so much stronger.
What a night I got lined up. Everything's ready.
Wait, so being spliced, it makes you better with the ladies? I don't... What?
Oh, actually, it was the
Where do I
lady
get that?
saying that.
Or, it makes you better with the men. Where can I get
Apparently.
that fella plasmid?
Just to be safe. Word
I know, that's really what I look for in a woman, is huge deep gouges in her forearm, insanity, discolored skin, yeah, that is really attractive.
I like the
And I like her to be
hands,
able to light
really
my
good.
genitals on fire from any range. that really lowers the intimidation factor on the date.
And then freeze them just in case.
Yes. Yeah, I'd like her hands to be ice cold and covered in spikes.
Yes!
It's funny how we don't really see any of the, like the everyday plasmids. I mean, surely they had to make plasmids that weren't about murder at some point.
Yeah.
Laundry
Well, they even
folding
hint that, like,
plasmid.
They even hint that, like, the purpose of the fire plasmid was for, like, lighting cigarettes.
Oh my god,
and
this guy
things like
is
that.
frozen in the middle of the air. That's pretty sweet.
Last episode, when you were taking pictures, I wondered if that was possible. I was
Apparently.
like, can you freeze somebody in the air? And then I figured, oh, the game probably waits until they land and then would freeze them solid. But no, freeze them midair. It would be great if it turned them
That's
into a
good way to
physics
ramp up
object.
the tension. Like,
Yeah.
the tension and the terror is to evoke Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Yes. It would be cool is if they turned them into a physics object that sort of like fell over.
That would be awesome.
Oh
Yeah,
my
like
goodness.
And then you
Fallout.
could use
I mean,
it
not Fallout, Oblivion.
as a weapon
person as a
with
sword,
telekinesis.
Yeah, you use the gravity gun and you pick them up.
And just
Oh,
toss them like a door.
you know, after playing, I don't usually praise Bethesda, but after playing a game with Bethesda traps, I have to say the traps in Bioshock are very disappointing.
Less than overwhelming.
Yeah, you know, it's one thing that makes trap bolts, you know, very inconspicuous is the fact that they occasionally just shoot lightning.
They glow and they're at eye level.
Electrical arcs.
Lightning that glows in the dark.
Totally make your trap
And-
invisible.
And being at eye level when you come out of that thing is the other thing. It's sort of. But is that our introduction to tripwire? Because that would make sense if that was the first one.
Yeah, that was the first one we've seen, and I managed to trigger
Okay.
all of them, except for the one
Anyway,
that was
yeah.
triggered.
Weren't there some trap bolts in front of the guy we found who was being tortured to learn about Fontaine's operation?
I don't think there were actual trap bolts. I probably would have accidentally triggered them if that were the case. Can I get through there? Apparently not.
But
So
yeah,
this
I mean,
is this is my favorite level. I love this level.
You gotta
I love the
figure
look
if they
of
made. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you gotta figure if they did make plasmids, like fire plasmids for lighting cigarettes, they wouldn't make them able
hey,
to
crafting
roast a
system.
human being alive.
Yeah.
So Bioshock
safety
also has
on
a
there.
crafting system.
Yeah, this game is sort of the kitchen sink of game design. There's a lot of little
Yeah,
features,
and
and
none of them are like
really.
very deep.
Yeah, they're all. There's many of them, and they're all the depth of a spoon, and all of them are pretty much
remember how to
optional.
disarm these.
Yeah, they wait until
Except
halfway
for
through
the-
the game to introduce a fairly superfluous crafting mechanic.
And if you don't want to craft, the game reminds you that you should be crafting. They're like, oh, you've collected a lot of stuff. Why don't you craft some? And then you're like, well, it doesn't matter
Yeah.
to me, so I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm busy, and I'm good with the stuff I've got already, and I don't want to waste my
The game,
time.
the game does that. It's always reminding you to indulge in its like little, to indulge in all of its resource gathering stuff. Like it's totally necessary, but it rarely is. Like the little sisters. Like, you sure? You left one little sister. The game will be balls hard if you don't get that
Right.
one little sister.
How am I doing on Big Daddy killing stuff?
You can never have too much Big Daddy killing
I'd
stuff.
say I'm pretty good on this. And
One frustration I had with the newer gen get like
Mars and Rapids.
what?
One thing that frustrated me about the old System Shocks that I had hoped that they would improve on, the System Shock 2 had it was supposedly this spaceship that was, you know, you were supposed to live in it for months or years while it traveled through space. So it had like all these living areas and a mall and everything, but it never really felt like a real place because the mall was built basically like the space we're inhabiting now. It doesn't feel much like a mall. You know, it's just corridors. And you'd think in the next gen games they would be able to fix that. And
yeah,
they didn't. Like,
go away, Hunduni Stalker. I need to, or Splicer, whatever. I need to kill this guy.
The beginning of the game had a lot of livable looking areas, and a little bit later they do too, but this part doesn't make a whole lot of sense, I agree.
yeah, a little too crowded, and I don't even think it's... I'm not sure why it is this way. I think if they're trying to sell this area as a park, this is a park, right?
Well, this is supposed to be where they, you know,
what I look
generate all of their oxygen with
Right,
goddamn
it would
plants.
make
Which
sense
is
if...
BS, by the way. That's not.
Right.
That's no. Yeah.
There would never be enough plants here to even keep up with a few people. It takes a lot of plants. But anyway, it doesn't make
Gift number
a lot of sense that it
2.
wouldn't be roomier. Like, they could have just put in some big chambers, or even sealed off big chambers, and so you could see them through a window, so you can understand, okay, this place is big, and you're just stuck in kind of a couple of auxiliary rooms. But
I don't know.
no, it doesn't give
that's
you
what
that
I like
feeling.
about parks. Large, like long, semi-linear corridors with exits
Yes!
on one end, one very far end, and one other very far end.
Well, Ryan charged people to go to the park. He built the park and
Yeah,
then charged people to go. So if it's enclosed, it kind of makes sense. Because a park you can just stroll up into, and it's, you know, it's free for everyone pretty much.
Well, it's gonna have to be enclosed because it's underwater. But you know, it's
I know,
connected
but
to
I mean,
tunnels
like-
and stuff. But it doesn't have to be like
Yeah.
a snake, a multi-leveled snake tunnel.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not really sold on that power you've got that blows people down. I tried using that in the game
Yeah.
as well. And it's
I
like,
think I'm
okay, I'm
switch
gonna hit
that
him
up
with
for
my...
Enrage.
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna... I'd
accidentally
use that...
switch Enrage out for Winter Blast.
So line somebody up with a wrench, then you hit them with that, and it blows them away from you. And onto the floor, so it would spoil your aim, and it would spoil your wrenching. It's just...
The final incarnation of that power, I think, is a tornado, and it's really cool, but, like, leading up to it, it's not really worth it. I'm pretty sure that's the one that turns into a tornado.
On the surface, I once bought a forest. The parasites claimed that the land belonged to God, and demanded that I establish a public park. Why? So the rabble could stand slack-jawed under the canopy and pretend that it was paradise Earth.
Oh, Jesus. I hate RPG turrets that decide that they're going to shoot splicers that are right next to me.
Best spy trick
Why can't...
ever.
Why can't these turrets be smarter? Why can't these inanimate hunks of steam-powered junk understand friendly fire?
Okay, I definitely don't have the stuff to take on that. Oh yeah, I can get a screenshot of this. Not a screenshot, a photo. Hey, now I do more damage. I should have done that earlier. Like 2 or 3 big daddies ago.
It's not like they're unwilling subjects.
Yeah. The guy was... He was probably smiling for that picture.
I hate cameras so much. I just hate them.
Well,
Another-
you've been seeing that I've been mostly blowing them up.
That's what I did, too.
And this is another
Yeah.
feature that was just sort of brought from the original System Shock without a lot of thought. Like, as to why it should be here, how it should work this way. I think they brought too many of the elements of the game along without enough justification. Like, they just sort of had this big box of features and they threw it in here whether or not it fit the setting or not. I would rather have a game. I would rather have a game where the mechanics fit the setting than have them just sort of mash the two together arbitrarily. Because hey, that's what the other game had.
If they cut out like a couple of these elements and strengthen the others, I think it would be a much stronger game for it. Like the whole crafting thing is BS. There's no reason this game needed a crafting system. It's completely superfluous.
And actually, the crafting isn't really... You could upgrade weapons in System Shock, but it wasn't crafting. You just get these upgrade things and use them. So...
Yeah, I mean, even... It's not even like that that they put it in because it was in System Shock. It's just that they put it in because that's what games have nowadays, right? That's what the kids are into.
Right. Everybody's doing crafting, so we should do crafting.
Oh God, not poison.
Yeah, unless you can craft hats, I'm not into it.
Yes, every game should have a hat crafting mechanic.
Oh yes. Yes, I'm right next to her door. Just let me open it.
So the air in the gardens has been poisoned.
The next character that we're gonna meet, the professor, is my favorite character in the game. She's the one who's responsible for... Oh, here we go.
I think I've got a way to save the trees. It's a genetic vector that...
You need to protect the trees. I'm going to be giving you the heart plasmid, and you need to find 3 other people to give the powers of...
She made
Earth?
these trees grow super fast, off technology where she did it in reverse, where she could kill trees, and Andrew Ryan hired her to do it in reverse. So she spent this whole time basically making trees full grown in a couple of like months or weeks even. And then she found out that Andrew Ryan had to sell the park, and even though she was against it, she went along with it anyway because she was in it for a paycheck. And I just like how she's this professor that's a little skeptical, but in the end does it for money.
It's better than just making her another Lorax. Oh, I love my trees.
Totally. She's got this real like scientist vibe to her, which I really like.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that's kind of the prototypical Bioshock character, is a scientist who got into it for the wrong reasons.
Right.
They drink human blood and chant.
And that would make sense if she was this idealist that just loved trees so much, then it would be a bit of a stretch that she would have gotten involved with this place.
She does on some level.
I can't believe you didn't set off that Big Daddy. He was a really good sport about you elbowing him on the way through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Big Daddy's got bullied very much in high school. People accidentally knocking over their lunch tray and then they get drilled into the wall.
So I think this is
stay
people
visible.
who worship the trees or something. I'm pretty sure, or there's some sort of tree cult.
Like a
I only
pagan
got
cult?
minimal information
I don't
about
know.
it. Yeah.
I can't
That never
imagine
really
it's
fit with the setting
for that sort of thing.
Yeah, and it didn't
doesn't
fit.
fit
It
with
doesn't
any
fit
of the
the setting.
ideals. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It
Like
seems
one
completely
problem
out of
you
the
should
blue.
not have. Yeah, one thing you should not have in an objectivist. So I know that we already had the discussion about objectivism in this game and how valid or isn't. How valid it is or isn't. And in fact, with this episode, I'll post a link to that discussion where a few objectivists weighed in and critiqued the objectivism in this game. But I think, knowing as little about objectivism as I do, I think we could rule out having tree cults in an objectivist society. I think that is not a problem that you should have.
I think even when things get extreme, I don't think people would be so quick to abandon their ideals and suddenly become pagans.
Yeah.
On the other hand,
Okay, quick! Everything's going to hell!
So...
Let's devise a religion on whatever else is in the room.
Yes.
Potted plant! You are our god, potted plant! See us through this valley of shadow and death, etc.
Perfect.
Weapon upgrade station number 2, shotgun damage increase.
Yeah,
He is
although
now
the
fully upgraded
insanity...
his shotgun.
Even just because you're insane doesn't mean you invent religion.
I'm not touching that one.
Yeah, neither am I. I'm just saying.
That is the kind of statement that provokes flame wars the internet over.
I'm not saying that. Forget it.
No, I know. I've just hung out on the Escapist way too long.
Damn you, Reds.
And
Oh
any
my
thread that would say anything like that on the Escapist forums would immediately
You go on the
degenerate
forums?
into the worst kind of trolling. Yes, I go on the forums because
Why would you
sometimes I
torture
like to
yourself
see
like
something
that?
very stupid.
Every time I go on the forums, I start spitting up blood.
Alright, where is this rose sample I need? Oh yeah, it's over there. Oh man, it's on. Oh, there we go. Now it's not on fire. Press R to load your weapon. Thank you. I know how to play an FPS.
Did you seriously say that?
Yes.
Although,
'cause I was
you know,
running around
your
with
weapon
one
did
shell.
need your weapon did need reloading, Josh. It's got you there.
Shut up.
I love when you don't
Stop
have any
being on its
ammo
side.
for a gun.
There has been
It
tremendous pressure to regulate
points
this
down, like it's all
plasmid.
sad. Like, oh, you
There
can't
have been
use me.
side
I'm
effects,
sad.
blindness, insanity, death. But what
I want a game where you
is
can just
our
bluff all the
ideology?
enemies that you have a loaded weapon when you really don't.
The market does
It's just a
not
nerf
Stand
gun.
back or I'll shoot you with this gun that's loaded. And they're like, oh snap, and run away.
pleasure. The market is patient, and we must be.
Road Warrior, the game.
You can do that in Team Fortress 2.
Well, yeah, but you never run out of weapons, out of ammo in that game.
Unless you're a heavy, I guess, and not next to a dispenser. And
Yeah, heavies
shooting
are the
as
one
you
class.
walk.
So how about that Bioshock?
Oh yeah. What you making, Josh?
I was making some exploding shell. Oh, now I remember how to clear these. This is how you clear these traps. And apparently hitting a wire with a giant kerosene thing makes it explode. That's good to know.
That's,
you can also shoot the dart
squares
off.
with my
That's what I
observation.
did.
You can?
Yeah, that's what I
I'm
did.
stuck. Aw, hell.
Huh.
So, I may have triggered an alarm there by accident. Oh shit, here comes the cavalry.
Seamus, I think you're muted.
Thank you.
So, oh yes, I guess the plot point here is that Ryan's killing the trees, so you're not gonna have any more oxygen. You know, it seems like
I don't
there'd
know
have
why
to be
you
a lot
would
of
do that.
yeah. It seems like there's
I'm no
got to be enough
scientist.
oxygen in this massive, sprawling city. Like, if you're off on the far
No.
side away from the park, you're not gonna suffocate. So is he getting
my
rid of all the
God,
other
my
oxygen
frame
somehow?
rate.
I took one marine biology class, and I know for a fact that the ocean supplies most of the world's oxygen. So if you run out of oxygen, just break open a window. You'll be fine.
To crack a window. That's an excellent idea.
Yes, that's what we've been trying to do at the start of
Oh,
every
it's not
episode,
going
and it hasn't worked
away.
yet.
Yeah, but no, I mean, so is Adam getting rid of the rest of the oxygen though? There has to be some like, again, you know, you'd have to have enough oxygen for everyone in Rapture to breathe at any given time.
What is going on? I
So
don't
even if you cut off the
understand.
supply of new oxygen, especially since there's not as many people running around Rapture now,
Yeah.
like, there's like 20 guys, it seems like you'd be okay for a while. Like, for a few months, for a while.
Well, I suggest you find a way to offer a
Yeah.
better product.
It would make more sense if he like poisoned that single area and you had to get out of it, and then you couldn't get out of it, so you had to find ways to get out of it, and it was a puzzle or something like that.
So basically, if it was
Just
totally
you had
different from this, it would make sense.
Yeah, that's all they have to do is change the entire premise of this area, and it would be perfect.
Okay.
These maps, oh, do I hate these maps with those connecting lines.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like,
they-
Oh
hey,
God,
why
I'm not
don't
the only
you
one.
be really confused.
And a lot of those
over
lines are
here?
completely unnecessary. Like, if they just rearranged the elements on the page, it would make so much more sense.
Yeah.
Part of it is because it's all multi-level, but, like, the second floor is in pieces. Like, there's the ground floor, and then there's all this second floor stuff that's all broken up into closets.
And I've got awful map reading skills, so that didn't help.
Same here.
Right.
I didn't even bother. Even if I got lost, I'd be like, forget it. I can't deal with this.
I'll just
Just put-
run forward and make all right turns, and I'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just run your shotgun
What is
along the right
going
wall.
on with my frame rate here?
Leave a trail of broken windows, and eventually you'll get out.
Set up the dead splicers' bodies as a trail.
You know what might be happening, Josh, is if your computer is really sensitive to plot holes, it could be
Yeah,
it
you
could
know,
be getting taxed right now. No, that's
it
not
could
true.
be that.
Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to run Fallout 3 at all.
Well, there were times
We
in
would've
Fallout
got
3 where
seen-
it almost got blown up.
Yeah, it should have just stopped on the title screen and never gone any further.
Well, no. See, actually, the installer has a couple crucial errors.
Even the installer has plot holes. It's true, the installer has some of those pictures from the game, and I'll bet you could find errors in those pictures. Like the main character, who is always depicted as being a male, even though you can be a female, and walking with dog meat, even though you don't always get dog meat.
Seamus, I think you're muted again. Either that or
Yep.
lag.
No, it was
Oh,
like that for
no.
me
Lag.
too.
Seamus hit a big lag spike.
Excellent.
Yeah, I just had a huge lag spike. So, yes, the quality of this show continues to improve.
Don't.
Where is the goddamn Big Daddy?
What did
is
I
it
tell you about
doing there?
going through a tunnel while being in vent?
Alright,
you about
rocket
tunnels,
launcher
bro.
time.
Rocket launcher.
Oh wow, that did not do a terribly decent amount.
Yeah.
Hey, the frame rate lag went away.
Just in time for your imminent demise.
What are you whining about? I'm fine. What? Where did she go? There she is.
Oh,
You
man,
killed
see,
Mr. Bubbles.
Oh
Yeah,
no, I
you know,
killed Mr. Bubbles number 7.
Yeah, but he was her Mr. Bubbles, Josh.
And now put her back down in the water that's over her head and send her on her way. Oh, it's not
Send her
over
on her
head,
merry
little
way
sisters.
through the poison canal.
Yes, now
In a
you're
world
free.
where
Proximity mine.
And we need to wrap this up.
Yep, just give me a second to hack this terminal.
Oh man, I definitely don't want to miss watching this. Oh my goodness. So
You guys thought we were
interesting.
playing
Doesn't the-
Bioshock. We're actually playing Pipe Dream. Oh my
Doesn't
god.
the
this
action
is-
let up for a minute?
Oh my. Oh, here. This is intense.
This is the start of hell with these hacking games. Let's see.
I don't think he's gonna make it.
Me neither. Man, I paid for this whole seat, but I only need the... Well, no, actually I didn't pay for this seat at all.
It's okay, there's a Vita chamber nearby.
I got it!
Man, Josh,
I am
don't subject us to that
almost
again.
broke.
My heart can't take another one of those hacking
Brought the
minigames.
Rosa Gallica?
Oh my god.
What are you waiting
I'm gonna
for?
tweet
An
about
engraved
that.
invitation? Send it through the pneumo.
And now the pneumo is glowing. Why is it called a pneumo?
Yes.
It's pneumatic
Captain Numo.
thing.
Perfect. Come on up
Captain
to my
Pneumo.
office. I'm letting you in
Isn't
now.
like everything in this city
Just
pneumatic?
nothing to put the green back.
Finding
Yeah, well, there
Numo.
might be some things that are hydraulic. The important thing is that none of it is electronic.
Isn't there anything in this damn
Supersonic?
place those pagans won't see?
None of it is based on any sort of modern technology, even though it's more advanced.
Even my back issues are
Alright, so next episode, we'll see what the plant lady has to say to us.
Except your hand. Why isn't there electricity in this setting? They wouldn't have to change the aesthetic much, and it would make a lot more sense than Steam.
It's absurd. Just give me a minute.
Well, there is some. I mean, obviously they have lights and stuff, but you're right. I think the adherence to the steampunk, they take it a little far in the insistence of how much stuff needs to run on Steam, and I think it stretches the setting a bit far.
They're very important.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
maybe we'll
it's-
be able to
it
wrap
strains
this up
credibility.
if the other guys ever stop talking.
Bah!
Now, if you
Oh,
guys
I'm
want
sorry.
a long episode...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did you have somewhere you gotta be, Josh?
Josh is tired of playing this game already, you guys.
Oh,
Gotta get
see
back
how
to
he
playing
is. He's a
Mountain Blade
hater.
Warband.
He is a hater.
Alright,
Always
next
hating all...
episode we see what the plant lady has to say behind this door. Oh, let's not activate that yet.
Yay.
Indeed.
Yay, indeed.